There's a couple of quotes that keep ringing in my ears when I ponder exactly what it is that I'm going to be talking about in this particular commentary. The first of these is a quote that was made by a member of the 80s power thrash band Agent Steel. And the quote, which was, I believe, in the liner of their first album, read, "A skeptic is a person who, when seeing the writing on the wall, claims that it's a forgery." And the other quote is actually a variation on a quote that I once heard from George Carlin a few years back. And his version of this quote goes as such: "People lie whenever it suits their purposes. The police are no exception." My variation on this quote is, people lie all the time, and there are three very clear examples where this is most likely the case. And this is police in the courtroom, journalists when it's a story that actually matters, and politicians when there's an office to be had. The subject of this commentary, and I will do my best to hold back on expletives, but there is the possibility of some foul language in this one, so anyone who is offended by filthy language, feel free to stop the video now. It has recently come to my attention, and it is to the attention of many other people, including the entire membership of Anonymous, that the disgusting attack ad that was put on YouTube by some unknown YouTube user against John Huntsman, claiming that he's un-American because he's adopted Indian and Chinese children. Apparently, it seems that this video was actually created by people in John Huntsman's campaign. I have a link in the description to a thread that is on orange.com, and it is my opinion that the bulk of the posts on this particular forum are either one or more of Huntsman's charming daughters. I've never really been a big fan of women that have had any connection whatsoever with the Church of Latter-day Saints. And I mean this with no intent upon insulting anybody involved in the LDS. This is just a personal anecdotal experience I've had. Women who come out of this religion and ones that stay in the religion have a tendency to be unbalanced, to be space casey, to be kooky, and quite frankly, they have a tendency to just simply be obnoxious. Some might argue that this ties into the fact that there is rampant sexism in Mormonism, but it's not any more present than a number of other various religions, and you don't get this kind of behavior. With most of your conservative Muslim types, you get women that are actually, I would say, a bit more reserved, and for obvious reasons, actually. Obviously, I mean. So what am I to do in reaction to this? I invite anybody and everybody watching this commentary to click the link and to read every single post in it. And the posters that I'm referring to are labeled as Huntsman 2012, Abigail, and Abby. And there is another one named Dave also on there. Now, before I begin disseminating a handful of the posts that were made by these users whom I believe to be related to Mr. Huntsman, I think they are of blood relation to him in most of the cases. It's debatable on whether or not Dave is. There was an attempt made to cover this up. You see, the dirty little secret is that nothing is private here on the internet. I have blocked my contact information from my YouTube page, but I know full well that there are ways for people to find out where I am. and I have come to be at peace with the fact that at any point in any time somebody could track me down if they were angry enough at me and try to do something to me. I woke up to the fact that anything and everything that I say that is uploaded onto YouTube is instantaneously viewable by anyone. All it takes is one person to mirror a video, and it's all over the place. Apparently, Huntsman's ditzy daughters, or whoever it is under these particular accounts who are definitely associated with him, didn't know this. Apparently, they have no excuse actually running an online forum, and they didn't realize that they were posting in a forum that is fully public. Now, people say, well, this could just be a troll. Well, consider the following. They attempted to delete this forum. They tried to delete all the threads. They had a separate private forum that they created to discuss about all of this stuff. And the person that's posting as Abby is associated with an account that's been in existence since October. And that is well before all of this controversy happened. There is no reason that I can think of whatsoever, other than some isolated fruitcake trying to impersonate this woman, to explain why this account would exist other than it actually being her. I think it is a great amount of naivete to assume that everybody who is posting stuff that may be damaging towards someone else is not in some way connected with all of this. Let me tell you a little something about the internet. When you deal with kooks, actual kooks with no ideology to speak of, just random internet vandals, they are completely indiscriminate in what they do. There is no methodology to it. If one of these people troll Ron Paul supporters, you don't get something this methodical. And by methodical, I don't mean something well-produced or something that's really snazzy in its exterior. This video was amateurish. But the intent was very methodical. The desired reaction was very much methodical. And the thing that ultimately I believe was the miscalculation here is that the person who I believe to be one or more of John Huntsman's daughters thought that we, in the Ron Paul campaign, are dumber than she actually is. She thought that we wouldn't have people constantly perusing anything whatsoever with the word Ron Paul, Paulite, Paultard, or anything else like that, checking every little thread and making copies of it to keep a record of all this crap. And with this, I am going to read a couple of the posts by these individuals just to give you an idea of what's going on here, and then I'm going to give my reaction to it, and then I'm going to let the rest of this stand for itself. I encourage everybody, every single one of my subscribers, to read this and to take into account everything that everybody is saying. First, the initial post, posted by Huntsman 2012. That's the ID name. I can't believe how stupid these people are. As campaign insiders, many of you are aware we created the fake video here, and they have a link to the video in question, and made it look like it came from the Ron Paul people. This is a surprise. It went viral, and the good news is Paul is getting blamed for it. Well, of course he is. The media is looking for anything, because they don't want their free corporate money that all of their various executives and employees have to get cut off. Any little thistle or needle of a thing that could be used to attack Paul will be sought after by the corporate media. That is a given. Pull a stunt like this, it will be on the front pages of every major newspaper and a headline on every single news station on television tomorrow. It's a guarantee. Continuing. My goodness, this is turning out better than expected. I was on the phone today with the campaign, and they have another one coming out Monday. So this person is claiming to be part of the campaign and is in contact with the campaign. Now, continuing on. Another user named Dave. I helped make the video. I almost fell off my chair when I saw it on Fox. I even got a call from the big man thanking me personally. This is Paul's weakness. We should ramp this style of attack up. The big man. Who is this? Is this Huntsman? Is this Huntsman's chief advisor? Who is this? Evidently, since it's a big man, it's not one of the daughters or somebody lower level. Continuing. John 5. The Paul reaction shows how incompetent they really are. We put them on the defensive with a video that took 5 minutes to make. These people don't have a hint of street smarts. I agree with you, Dave. More videos. Have you seen the final for Monday? Next, Dave. Well, we have one coming out Monday. Obviously, it hasn't come out. Next, Huntsman 2012. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize I was in an open forum. Can the Huntsman team here move this to the Insiders Forum as quickly as possible? Huntsman 2012. Please move this thread more emphatically. Next, a poster calling herself Abigail. I copied this over to the private forum and am deleting this thread. Too late, Abigail. Somebody already got a Photoshop shot of it. You can find copies of this on Google as much as a couple of days after it's been put up. You cannot permanently delete something. But anyway, continuing. Huntsman 2012. I can still see it on the open forum. Abigail. It's just your computer's cache. I deleted it. Let's stick with the private forum and leave the white horse wannabes out here. Abby. This is a different and distinct user from Abigail, but I think it may actually be the same person. My opinion only. Paultards. We are tired of being victims of your unorthodox behavior. First voice of dissent. Anonymous. Why did you remove your post? Are you John Huntsman's daughter? We took a screenshot of this post before you changed it. Screenshot is here, and there is a link. Anonymous, again. Calling people Paultards actually just confirms that you are, in fact, a bigot. Why don't you quit with the name calling and stand behind your candidate rather than acting like a bunch of 2-year-olds? Anonymous again. The Paul-tarded conspiracy theorists at Above Top Secret are about to come out and flood this forum with their heroes BS. All 13% of them, says Anonymous. This is a different Anonymous than the other one. This is probably somebody attached with the people that put this thread up. Not a Paul-tard, says Ed Hansen, but you just lost my support with this cheesy stunt. I had thought better of the Huntsman campaign. Like the music, though. And then it goes on down here. And then finally, at the bottom, here's Abby again, and you're going to love this. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. We just want to be left alone. I had to close my Facebook comments. Please leave us alone. No one in my family is directly responsible for the video. Oh, wait. No one in my family? Oh my. We have quite an admission here. And this is still up for everybody to read. Continuing with this post. I have always liked Ron Paul, but I cannot understand how vicious some of you supporters can be. I'm going to hold my response until after I finish this. If you people want to know who made the video, then fine. It's not a big deal. It's all coming out after New Hampshire anyways. I just want to be friends with you Ron Paul supporters. I know many of you consider us your second choice. We are not directly responsible. The video was an accident. So upset right now. Okay. The video was an accident. I'm going to start with this right here. You accidentally, or somebody associated with you accidentally took footage of John Huntsman that I have no idea where it came from. I have never seen it before. I can only assume it's from private family videos because that's the only place where I've seen it. I have scoured the internet. I have Google searched. I cannot find any of these clips anywhere. You're telling me that you just accidentally slipped, fell down, nudged a bunch of video files on your computer into a Windows Movie Maker program. They all kind of fell into place perfectly along with just the right kind of music, and you accidentally hit the upload key on your keyboard and it just uploaded and you couldn't stop it. And you accidentally were unable to take that video down for the whole 2 to 3 days it was up. And then you accidentally typed all of this crap onto here, making fun of us, calling us Paultards. All that just happened by accident. That was a coincidence. And people call me a tinfoil hat wearing lunatic. And you hear an explanation like this. Abby, Abigail, Ms. Huntsman, whatever you go by, I've got some news for you, honey. You might think this is all fun and games, presidential politics, man in charge of the most powerful military in the world, the military that holds the life and death of anybody we decide to declare war on. Actually, we don't even declare war anymore. The president decides right in the palm of our hands. If we want 500,000 people to die in this country, it starts happening tomorrow. You're telling me that you want to be friends with us, that you like us after pulling a stunt like this? You have any idea how insane you sound? How ridiculously sound? So, your Facebook page is being loaded up with comments, angry comments. Have you thought why we might be angry with the Abbey? Could it be something along the lines of maybe you just created a false story and could have potentially altered a presidential race that could determine the future of this entire country? Did that thought enter into your mind? Are you thinking at all? Are you capable of thinking? Given all of the glaring typos in your posts, I have to question your intelligence level. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you know this, but should perchance somebody in Huntsman's team see this video, I'm just going to say this right now. You guys might be screwing around and having a merry old time running for president, but this is serious business for us. I don't know what the Church of Latter-day Saints is teaching you, Abby, but let me tell you what my biblical Catholic Jansenist teachings teaches me. It teaches me that every life is precious, and that any act that could in any way result in the altering of a person's economic state, of a person's liberties, or pray tell a person's entire life left on this planet, or lack thereof, is a very big deal. I don't know if the LDS is as cavalier as you are behaving right now, but if they are, I am very fearful at the prospect of one of their own becoming president. It's bad enough we have a bunch of lunatics coming out of dispensational evangelical churches like George W. Bush, and neo-communistic lunatics coming out of the church, the United Church of Christ, such as Barack Obama. But that is just bold-faced corruption. What we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen, is a person that does not know the evil that they've just perpetuated, and apparently don't know how to atone for it. They're going to wait until after the election tomorrow, which is actually going on right now, to release the truth? Honey, by then, it will definitely be too late. There are people already working to get the truth out, and even if we don't alter this race in New Hampshire, as far as we're concerned, you are dead to us. Your father is dead to us. There is no way in hell that I am ever voting for Huntsman for anything. I would sooner have the crazy flaming crucifix Roman Catholic Rick Santorum as president and his maniacal Newt Lizard of a VP, Newt Gingrich, as vice president, then entertain the thought of voting for your father after this. That is how livid I am with you right now. This is the impact that lies have on the world. This makes the difference between whether somebody lives or dies in this country or in another. Tread softly and determine your actions in a moral fashion before you make them. Anyhow, I went along with this. I'm going to post a link to this video on this forum, and I definitely hope that Abby sees it, and I hope she comes over here, and I pray that she does an about face and makes this known tomorrow while the votes are still going on, because this is not going to be over if it doesn't. It will never end. We know what kind of people you are. And we're not going to forget. We don't forget stuff like this. Anyhow, just another day in the twisted US of A. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.